The first human to ever die wasn't a villain. He wasn't corrupt. He didn't break any rules. He didn't even fight back. He did everything right, and it got him killed. His name was Abel. He was the second son of the first family, born into a world still under construction. There were no laws, no institutions, no moral playbook passed down through generations. Just a field of flock, a brother, and a God who watched closely. Cain worked the land. Abel tended the sheep, and when the time came, both brought offerings. On the surface, it looks fair. Equal effort, equal ritual. But the text slips in a detail so quiet, most people miss it. Abel brings the firstborn of his flock. The best. Cain brings some of his produce. Not the first, not the best, just something. And God responds, not with punishment, but with preference. Abel's offering is accepted. Cain's is not. That's it. No speech, no explanation, and that silence detonates the human story. Because Cain doesn't get angry at God. He gets angry at Abel. This tells you everything. Abel didn't steal anything from him, didn't humiliate him, he didn't even speak. But his obedience exposed something Cain didn't want to face, that he could have done more. That effort had a cost he chose not to pay. This is where the story stops being ancient and starts being uncomfortable. Cain isn't reacting to injustice. He's reacting to comparison. Abel became a living reminder of who Cain could have been if he had taken responsibility instead of shortcuts. And that kind of reminder feels like an attack. Here's the part that really matters. Abel never flexes. He never explains his offering or corrects his brother. He just exists. And sometimes that's enough to provoke violence. God warns Cain, almost gently. Sin is crouching at your door. It wants you, but you can rule over it. This is the first time a human is told, you are not your impulse. Cain hears it and ignores it. Then comes the field. No witnesses, no drama. Just two brothers walking out into open space. Abel doesn't bring a weapon. He doesn't prepare for danger or suspect betrayal. He trusted his brother. He trusted that doing the right thing made him safe. That might be the most tragic assumption in the entire story, because Abel becomes the first human to learn a brutal truth. Goodness does not make you untouchable. It makes you visible. Cain kills him. Just raw, impulsive violence. And God says something chilling. Your brother's blood cries out from the ground. Abel never speaks in his own story, but his death becomes a voice that won't shut up. So who was Abel, really? He wasn't a hero, chasing righteousness points, or a martyr, trying to prove a message. Abel represents something far more threatening. The person who does the right thing quietly, without strategy, without branding, without protecting themselves from resentment. That kind of person destabilizes systems built on excuses, because they force a question that Cain could not escape. Why did you not do the same? And instead of answering it, Cain eliminates the question. That's the psychology of the first murder. Not greed, not survival, but the refusal to confront oneself. Abel dies not because the world is cruel, but because someone close to him chose pride over change. Afterwards, God confronts Cain, asking where Abel is. Cain lies. He deflects. He even gets sarcastic. Am I my brother's keeper? That question still echoes because Abel was the first to show that responsibility isn't enforced, it's chosen, and Cain chose resentment instead. Abel's story is short because goodness doesn't need a lot of commentary. Its existence is enough, and that existence alone can be dangerous. He's the coworker who actually prepares for the meeting, the friend who keeps their word, the sibling who grows while you stay stuck. They just live differently. And that silence forces a choice. Rise to the standard or try to bury it. That's the real legacy of Abel. Not that he died young, but that his life asks a question. Humanity still struggles to answer. When someone else's goodness exposes your own compromises, what do you do next? Cain made his choice, and we've been dealing with the consequences ever since. Thanks for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing for more stories that shape our world.